in this case. So I was saying Sparks is a rookie and Blunt's a full marshal. So you get both of them. All right. Whenever you're ready, Blunt. Oh,
right.
we're waiting for McAllister?
Yeah, he was heading up this way, but if you want to get started, I'm happy to.
Yeah, kicked off. Might as well.
Okay. Yep. Give me a second. Let me just place down this recording device here. All right. It is January 13th, 2026 at 12:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is State Marshal Mike Blunt, call sign 069. Alongside me is
Director Brian Knight, San Andreas State Marshals, call sign 0495.
All right. We're here today with, if you gentlemen can please identify yourselves on the recording.
The innocent Benji Ramos.
Okay. And associated counsel, Mr.
Tony Long.
All right. Very well. We're here today to discuss charges stemming from an incident that took place on or around, I believe, let me check the date here.
If I could just real quick.
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. Ramos, is Tony going to be your attorney today?
Yes.
I'm going to read your rights. At this time, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you by the state if one is available. You understand your rights as they've been read to you today.
Yes.
And Tony is your lawyer, right?
Yes.
All right. And Tony, do you have a bar license?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All yours, Blunt.
All right. Very well. As I said, we're here today to discuss the incident stemming from December 22nd, 2025, as well as the charges stemming from that. Are you aware of what I'm referring to?
Yes.
Okay. In addition to that, charges stemming from the subsequent raid that took place on your properties and vehicles. You've been made aware of that, correct?
Yes.
Apologies. It's been 12 hours of straight talking today.
For you.
All right. With that, the charges have been prepared and are ready to be posted. Brian, I'll let you go ahead and discuss with them what we are proposing here.
Okay. So we spent a considerable amount of time, perhaps over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, doing our preliminary look through the various things, both associated with the attacks over at the observatory. We were aware through the investigative process that something was possibly occurring that day. And what we then witnessed was a bombing of a state facility down at the Davis Marshal's office, as well as attacks in and around the courthouse, while subsequently resulting in not just damage to those properties, but the stoppage of service and a number of law enforcement officers that were affected, including but not limited to the entire courthouse having to be evacuated. Simultaneously, there was a coordinated attack by individuals in white sports cars that were not just pictured, but those vehicles were later found, including individuals like, Brandon Valentino and others that I won't reference right now, but I'm sure you're aware whom I'm referencing, followed by individuals being witnessed congregating over at Fort Zancudo in, I left a part, after which there was an attack helicopter that attempted to take out state devices here at the observatory. After that failure, it made its way to Fort Zancudo, where individuals were seen entering into 6 buzzards that coordinated strikes here, some of which were downed. And fast forward, we're here today, search warrant. We kicked in the doors to your properties. I'm sure you're aware. In the Ray Lowenstein property, we found a magazine blueprint, as well as parts for those magazines, the specific materials needed to craft it, so everything you needed to craft those things, and they were exclusive to that. There was no exclusive material found. In other words, if it needed like X, Y, and Z, we didn't find in addition A, B, and C. In that same vicinity, we found money lying right there. In the Barrio property, we found a weed operation. We were able to identify the strain that comes back to a litany of incidents. In the Melanoma 8, we found a series of washing machines. I think they're like the big, I forget what they call it, the big something. Whatever. A series of washing machines, dirty money, clean money, some of which all in the various stages, both in and outside the basket, as well as a litany of weapons that were there as well. In the Sandy property, we found a chip that is utilized by the Faceless, thus drawing a direct correlation with the two. That chip has since been analyzed, and for what it is, which I'm sure you're aware.
What is it?
We will then go to the, I believe it is 20 Melanoma, which is also in Vespucci. That one was a massive warehouse in which there was a series of tool benches, including in those benches were a series of IDs, the majority of which come back to individuals that are dead. In addition to that, in that property, after that 2 sets of doors going into the main part of the property, we came across a series of weapon racks that were very sorted, with a load of Class 2 firearms, some Class 1 firearms, magazines, a area where there was bullets of various types. Interestingly enough, in not odd numbers, but rather even numbers. I forgot what the numbers were exactly, but it would be like 300, 300, 400, 300. All of which had very similar wear to them, almost as if they were the proceeds of a recent shipment. On a computer system in that same facility was a list of prices for guns. In addition to that, there was additional information that was found, which was a series of gang names, as well as properties, as well as associated keys found inside of a post box. If I going back to the IDs, it was the mites. Many of those mites are dead. Now, the collection of everything that we found has been documented in about 2,000 photographs, indicating every item, its location, et cetera, et cetera. So if there's any questions as to where and what serial number and where exactly it was, its relationship, et cetera, those things have been enumerated. Where this brings us in the grand scheme of things is, I believe, and I'm speaking a little bit off the cuffs here, I'm going to let Blunt go into the details, but the possession charges alone come out to like something like 4.5 years. That's just the possessions. In other words, things that we directly found, right? Possession of Class 2, et cetera, et cetera. But then when we look at the coordination of all of these properties and what was found, you'll find that we can very much articulate weapons manufacturing. That one's pretty obvious in regards to the magazine. Now, before you ask, I'll answer the question. Yes, it's weapons manufacturing, but weapons manufacturing includes the production of things like magazines and other, weapon parts, et cetera, et cetera. It is inclusive to that. We've, of course, got the drug trafficking for the weed property over in the barrio. We then enter into other things like money laundering as the proceeds of these sales. There's an entire property there to, do the cleaning, etc. As we have found, like I said, clean money, dirty money, the various different stages. Washed money. We then have the multiple DOAs and the relationship to murders. We have the accomplice to enemy of the state. That's an easy one, right? Did I miss anything? Oh, terrorism. Right. Terrorism comes into play due to the government buildings that were targeted. Davis Police Department, the courthouse, the observatory, the damage that was done and the potential of what it was. Not to mention the association to the faceless and their intents. Of course, we then play into the game of treason as well.
For the record, State Marshal James McAllister has entered the room.
Did I miss
For the record.
Did I miss any other charges there?
I'd have to go through the list of charges real quick. So I have them
Weapons
separated out from the
manufacturing.
underlying incident as well as the raid charges.
Oh, beautiful.
From the underlying incident would be 1 times accomplice to terrorism, 1 times accomplice treason, 1 times aiding and abetting an enemy of the state, 4 times accomplice to attempted murder of a government employee, 1 times conspiracy, 1 times resisting arrest, 1 times criminal possession of a firearm class 2, 1 times possession of firearm components and attachments, and 1 times first-degree possession of a pharmaceutical drug without authorization, being oxycodone. From the raid, we're looking at 1 times weapons manufacturing, 1 times drug trafficking, 1 times felony possession with intent to distribute, 1 times stockpiling, 35 times criminal possession of a firearm class 2, 28 times criminal possession of a tampered firearm, 113 times possession of a firearm components and attachments, 4 times criminal possession of a government-issued firearm, 1 times criminal possession of a class 2 government-issued firearm, 5 times criminal possession of government-issued dangerous and or combat-purposed equipment, 1 times criminal possession of a chemical weapon, 4 times possession of security firm equipment, 21 times possession of an illegal blueprint, 2 times possession of stolen goods, 15 times possession of stolen identification, and 1 time possession of contraband in the 2nd degree.
Mhm.
Altogether, the underlying incident totals 343 months with a $550,430 fine. The raid charges total 5,197 months with a $2,460,400 fine, for a total charge amount set by the penal code for 5,540 months and a $3,010,830 fine, separate and apart from the HAG offenses and judicial discretion offenses, which would add whatever the judge would assign, likely somewhere between 20 and 30 years on top of that, and maybe another $20-30 million.
Yeah.
In addition, we are seeking the seizure of the property located at 354 Jamestown Street, 8 Melanoma Street, 19 Roy Lowenstein Boulevard, and 20 Melanoma Street.
Yeah.
What's the last bit? You're seeking it? What?
We're seizing
we would
it.
be requesting seizure of those properties.
For what? To what end? For what reason?
One was for weapons manufacturing. One was for drug trafficking. One was a gang base with more weapons than anyone knows what to do with, alongside, notes about sales, etc., and the little DoorDash, system that was well documented. Thank you.
So that gets taken away. You want to seize it because it was used for that, or even though it was obtained not through that, right?
It's not about what you obtain it's what the property is used for, right? So if you've got like a property that's like your Dexter's laboratory where you bring people in and like murder them, that property is used in the commission of a crime, right? So you've got one property that's used in the commission of drug trafficking, one property that's used in the commission of weapons trafficking. You got one property that's used for money laundering. Probably, the Sandy one, it holds a chip. And then, of course, we have the casino, and that's kind of the thing that we haven't opened the door for because we want to have this conversation first, see where it goes. But we haven't even touched on the $20 million from the state that was recommended for the casino, of which there was documented to be about $500,000 used out of that $20 million, in addition to going through all the financial records to show a better estimate as to how many undocumented transfers took place, not just with that particular business associated with the building, but also all the accounts that you're associated to, as well as all the individuals involved in that operation. So the TLDR is, what would you say, blunt estimated time and fine on docket?
As I said, for all of those HAG charges added together, what would be requested would be somewhere between 20 and 30 years and somewhere between $20 and $30 million with the fines on top of the penal code that was totaling 5,540 months and just
what's
over
the
$3
estimated
million.
total of everything, in totality?
Before going into the casino stuff, what would you
about 30 years and $30 million plus the seizure of the properties.
Yeah.
But that's it? Y'all not taking this seriously enough, man. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, keep going.
Yep. We can't go over 30 years.
Oh, okay, shit. I was worried about like 120 years and the death penalty or some shit, man.
Well, listen, there's what we ask for, and there's what actually gets determined by a court, right? You ask me for my professional opinion as a prosecutor, where do I think this will shake out? I think it'll shake out probably around 30 years, 30 mil. That doesn't mean that's what we're asking for.
That is true. Thank you for that advice or that opinion.
Can we go over 30 years? We haven't hit this. We can?
We've requested the death penalty before, so yes, absolutely.
Well, I mean, other than death penalty.
Yes, we've also requested life in prison and
but not like 40
terms.
Years, right?
Yeah, we've had 100 years, I think.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. You are not wrong. We have not thought about this enough. And that's why once we have everything, this is a ballpark estimate, and then what is found afterwards is what we refer to as getting Rami'd. The reference being a long time ago, a ton of people in Hydra were put in prison for owning a meth lab in which, what was her name? Ash Ketchup was caught cooking meth along Flippy. And after they were arrested as part of a controlled traffic stop, another 6-7 people came and tried to defend
6-7?
Yep, 6-7. They were thrown in, and then other people came to counter the later raids. They were thrown in, and then one individual decided that they didn't want to cooperate, and we're like, I bet. And then it exposed everything from how the cryptocurrency worked, how there was the H&O sales and the VIN scratching of a I forgot how it worked. It was like another car dealership off of Haywick Avenue. And they were taking vehicles from there, scratching them at H&O, reselling it. It pretty much destabilized the entire criminal underground. So there's kind of what comes next, right? You deep digger and you find more cobwebs. Mm-hmm. So that's why they're kind of estimates. All said and done, we wanted to discuss options here. Part of this is going to be, what are you more interested in? The properties, et cetera, et cetera. Is that even something you want to consider? And, we have our numbers on our end, and with your attorney here, we can discuss through it. So,
Well, what do you have in mind?
with all these,
knowing you, Brian, surely you've come up with a nice little package here that you think
we
like.
have. So I want to underline sort of the decision making here. This is San Andreas. This isn't New York, and as a consequence of that, there's a lot of considerations that we take in. And I'll name some of them. The first is the obvious plea deal, and which is inherently a negotiation that provides value to both prosecution, but also value to the defendant. Everything stops here. Everything that occurred is sorted out upon the signing of this deal. But then there's the next consideration that gets put into place, which is what I like to call like the amount of sweat. And or another way to look at it is the amount of, how gangsta someone is. A plea deal is an admission of guilt. And an admission of guilt, as far as I am concerned, as far as this department is concerned, is that first major step in saying, I did this shit. I fucking did this shit. That's what a real gangster says. What a real gangster doesn't say is go and do terrorism for, some dumb fuck and then start crying in the corner like they're Greta Thunberg. Given the following. Number one, these incidents that took place, you stood on the business. But even beside that, because I know you're sitting here saying, you're an innocent man, et cetera, despite the fact that you did call me up and said multiple times to the director of SASM, I did that shit over and over again. Ignoring that for a second, all of these properties were under your name. And we live in a state where these wannabe gangbangers get their girlfriends, get their dead parents to own their properties, and then they split it because they're not willing to stand on anything. But you did. So that's being taken into consideration. The third is from the onset of the situation at the observatory until now, you have been generally cordial. And when I put all these things together, we have the following recommended charge. Blunt?
Okay. So where we're at with what I have fully documented today with the full backstop of evidence 4 ready to be posted to the docket immediately, assuming I were not to continue further into investigating and fleshing out the remainder of the charges as instructed by Director Knight. What we are prepared to offer is, as I said, the underlying charges that are not the Hague offenses would total a 5,540 months and roughly $3 million is $3,010,830. In addition to that, the one Hague offense would be the weapons manufacturing. The judicial discretion charge would be the drug trafficking. For the weapons manufacturing, we are recommending 15 years of incarceration followed by 15 years of parole and a $15 million fine, as well as the drug trafficking would then be 3 years incarceration followed by 3 years parole and a $3 million fine. So altogether, you'd be looking at roughly 21 years and $21 million fine, all in together. With
Open
that,
this door.
we would be seizing 2 of the properties and not seizing 2 of the properties. So we would be seizing the property at Roylo number 19, as well as Melanoma Street number 20, and we would not be seizing.
Shut up! You're
354
smoking drugs.
Jamestown and 8 Melanoma.
Where the fuck is the goddamn meth in this goddamn office, man? Let me the fuck out of here, man.
There's a 50% reduction.
Suck it. Get me out of here.
Okay.
Sorry, 50%, but you threw out 30 and 30 years and 30 mil.
We asked me roughly where I think it would end with a judge, and that's off of what we would be requesting. That's also dropping significant charges. That's not pushing the terrorism charge, the treason, the additional, the accomplice to those that we could easily be flushing out and proving up. What Brian asked me to do was put together what I have all of the evidence backstopped and documented for as of right now today for this conversation. And that's what I've got here, but I'm happy to add on to it if needed.
Have a seat, Benji. This is a negotiation.
I don't want to negotiate.
Okay.
You know
All
what?
right.
Maybe I do, man. Can I have a minute with my lawyer?
Yeah, absolutely. Keep in mind, just for the record, before we pause this is a negotiation. This is our starting point. You come back with a number.
Sure.
Recording here is going to end at 12:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right.
Oh, give me a second here. My wheelchair just ran out of battery for some reason.
Yeah.
Wait, how the fuck do you do that?
Oh, wait. Are you not waiting there?
No, I got confused. It made it sound like you wanted us to go outside
No,
and
no,
talk.
no, no, no. We're just pausing the recording.
Sure.
All right. And just for reference here, right? The 30 does not include the extra investigation that comes afterwards. So,
Sure.
all right.
All right. Tony, I want you to offer-
Wait. Hey, don't talk yet. Hold on. Give it
Sure.
30 seconds because we're clear in the back room.
Welcome to the hallway, princess.
Oh, there you
Hello,
guys are.
hello, director.
How the hell did you get fucking held up?
That's a good question, McAllister.
Oh,
By
me?
Habibis and Ray, apparently.
Oh, yeah, you're referring to the bowling booth. So I completely fucking forgot about that. Yeah, no, so TLDR, I was at the prison, like, trying to make sure that Nate's stuff was good. Went to go and leave, was walking outside the visitation area, and I heard, like, two guys, one in a Habibi got, one in a brown jacket, like, discussing shit with Ray, who had just left the prison, like, literally, like, as I was in visitation, left the prison. They were discussing as to how they were going to hold up cops to free him from, you know, whatever happened earlier on. They didn't end up doing it because they chose to street race instead. TLDR, yeah, it was kind of funny. TLDR, Ray ran up to me to ask if you actually were still alive because he heard that you got bombed the other day. I said, yeah.
Oh, no, we
Director
threw
Matt's
his
alive, yeah.
boys into prison. Oh, wait, most are
Can you go help with
dead.
that, please.
Yeah.
Does she need help with something?
There's, I guess, the Rue, which is Captain
I'll
Oxby's
ask her that.
partner. Yeah, just you talk to her. You'll figure it out.
Here's the whole
All
thing.
right. Oh, by the
yeah.
way, gotcha. So I'm down to go down to like 14 and
Yeah, 100%. That was just my open.
no, 100%. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
Right? We can't start at 14 and then we're like, well, actually, let's go for 7.
Yeah,
It's like, no, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, McAllister just watched me do this exact same thing with the last
Yeah,
one.
no, it's
Yeah.
funny.
We're running round 2 right now.
I've seen that's how fucking all these fucking 1-year murder charges have gone up because we were like, well, we're gonna do 3 years, and it's like, where exactly do you plan to go from there, dumb fuck? It's like,
Right, yeah. You gotta leave yourself room.
you didn't even get anything yet.
Yeah, no, what I've soft circled is the end is 15-15. But yeah,
Okay.
we do 14-14 or even like it in 10-15 or we stagger some of the time. And we got to find what his pain points are and you know, massage it accordingly.
Look,
we'll figure it out.
This motherfucker's in a wheelchair because of how much Sparks fucked her. Now it's you and Sparks.
Oh,
Like, I mean,
Reggie's able to sit down.
listen.
do you want me to finish off with the prison story?
Oh, yeah.
Already. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, no, so as I was walking out, they said, oh, here's a cop. And then Ray asked me if you were alive or not. And I said, yeah, no, Director Knight's alive. He's, you know, around and kicking. And I went to go and like keep walking. And then they're like, oh, well, he's a cop then. We can just hold him up. And I was like, what the fuck? And then they pointed like class 2 at me. And I was like, oh, ha 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 ha, funny joke, guys. Because I thought it was like, it seemed so preposterous. So I was like, okay, let me just like, you know, just laugh it off, like, and give them opportunity, just like put the gun down and leave. And no, they actually like held me up. And then he asked me for any confidential marshal's information or any confidential documents I had on me. And I said, no. That being the dude that was holding me up, not Ray. Ray was not involved. I need to say that wholeheartedly. And then he went through my pockets, said, I'm taking this and this. He took my radio and my phone, said, I'm taking these off of you so you don't call anyone, because I know what you cops do. You do tricky, shady shit. I was like, I'm not a patrol cop. Like, I don't do tricky, shady shit. And he was like, yeah, I don't trust you. All you cops are the same. He's like, I'm just going to put your stuff in the bush over here. Wendy and the rest of the clans rocked up to see Nate then. They saw me getting held up. They texted Jonah, who then, you know, the whole 78 thing.
Aww.
And then, yeah, no, they did. And then everyone rocked up as they were leaving. They also told me to take 10 steps in one way and then decide whether or not they were going to shoot me. So, yeah.
Wait, why
That was
though?
the
They
whole
were
thing.
just like
Wow.
mad at you?
No,
All
they
right,
weren't mad
cops?
at me. They were mad at the LSPD.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah.
I got you. It's like the dad calling about his son getting fucking bullied.
It was honestly that much of a joke at first that I like didn't even put my hands up because I thought that they were just joking around.
All right.
And then
I'm
realized I was
gonna
like,
fucking call him tomorrow. How dare he confuse us two?
No, to be fair, Ray ran up afterwards and apologized, and I said, Ray, you may not want to be anywhere near me right now, mate. They might shoot.
Wait, why?
Because he didn't expect them to hold me up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
They went a little bit too presumptive with his
Oh,
wishes, and you
It
know.
might have been because I called him and I'm like, Ray, this looks really bad because we just said Nate up.
That was the whole reason I was up there. I tried to explain it to him.
I also said I haven't even gotten to the point where we start thinking about ass cheeks, and he's like, who's ass cheeks? And I'm like, you know, so just context, right? I don't think we're gonna have the bandwidth, but the next day after the observatory attack, I was AC/DC driving around and a car ran me over, and it was the car from the observatory with the same plates. with the guy wearing the exact same clothes as the people that were there. Who then ID'd himself by name and showed me a driver's license, to which I then took a photo of him in the car and his license plates. So, and then I fucking got on my bike and dipped.
Perfect.
Yeah. Obviously, I played it off, right? But
Who was it? What does it?
Achez Perez, he was one of the individuals we now suspect were involved in the six.
HS Perez was seen driving away from the observer. I mean, not the fucking
Echelon building on
Echelon
the day.
building.
Yeah,
Had a
yeah,
plate
yeah.
and everything.
That plate was spotted 3 times during the entire incident.
Also, HS Perez was one of the people a part of the meeting with Charlie. I have text
Yeah,
letters
he
of
should
that
be
one.
next. Honestly, that's
Yeah.
got to be the next target.
I think the only other one that was a part of the meetings was Andre Tyson. Off the top of my head.
Okay, well, I have, we spoke about this, Brian. I have all of that embezzlement figured out, which I could push forward, but like we spoke about,
Who?
I'm going to put it on the back burner.
The what?
The embezzlement case with the KTBC Fight Club from Andre Tyson.
Yeah, Blunt, we need someone else to look at it too, just because, so here's my issue with it, and I'd like to hear your opinion. Because when Habla brought it up to me, my concern is we no longer have statute. So if something had taken place, can we seize it as a consequence of the legislatively, like a civil action? But from a criminal action, there has been no incident with the 30 days, and the criminal incident has passed the statute.
What is the alleged criminal incident? Embezzlement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when
And
did
this
we
happened when?
discover it?
Right, that's why I'm looking at delayed discovery based on when the thing actually occurred. So when did the actual thing occur, and when did we discover it?
I discovered it back when Gunner Kane was the director of the Marshals.
Okay, well, fine.
Yeah, that's
Then no,
just for
That's
and
when
for
it was
context.
first identified because of the oxycodone that he was purchasing. But then I recently, maybe just over a month ago now, I went through everything and I tallied everything up and have it confirmed that he did embezzle at
But
least
that's still civil
17 million.
because you
Yeah, that's
rediscovered
too
it over.
Yeah, it's too late. It's gonna be
Yeah.
too late to go after any of that.
All right. Well, next time he does something criminal, I've got everything written up and we can push it if we need to.
Yeah. I know you probably put a lot of work behind it, and it's definitely unfortunate timing, right? It's just
Well, it's not lost because with embezzlement, you go back to the beginning of the embezzlement that occurred. So if he does anything in the future, I have everything written up already. I'll just add to it, and we have a huge case.
the only legal question is, can you go back to the beginning, or can you only go back to the initial last discovery of? I don't know the answer to that. Because let's say a new company opened, right? Let's call it like, you know, Benji's Ice Cream, right? And Benji's Ice Cream, we learned today that it was actually a front for the sale of marijuana, right? We saw them selling some marijuana. We then deep dove it. We rolled it all the way back and found, you know, embezzlement dating back for a year. We have 30 days from now until we have 30 days till now to post to the docket, allowing us to go all the way back. However, if let's say we didn't do that and we waited an extra month now, right? So the statute has ended, right? We have everything up until then, but we're 1 day over. We can't post it, right? But let's say 30 days later, we find him doing it again. I don't know if we can only do the last 30 up until the last, you know, point where we had information
I know what
on
you're
it,
saying.
or if we can go all the way back.
Yeah, the way Springfield described it is that it automatically resets because it's an ongoing crime. And in her case, she had that ruling in court. So she'll be able to answer any particular questions, but the way she described it is that it was a big win in terms of it automatically renewing because it's an ongoing embezzlement case and the full amount needs to be returned that was embezzled. So the only way he could really do that is if he opened up a new company and moved operations, like accounting operations, into that new company, probably.
There is some precedence in law for that, where typically the statute of limitations for an ongoing conspiracy would start ticking from the last act that was taken in furtherance of said conspiracy. The problem, however, becomes the fact that part of it was discovered beforehand. It'd be an interesting argument. I see what Springfield's saying there. I don't necessarily know that the same would apply here, because it's not like in that case there was evidence that we were made aware of embezzlement prior to that we had investigated and then not been able to proceed with the statute. And then something else happened that triggered it. Like that we discovered, and we were able to go back all the way because it was the first time we were discovering that entire trail of embezzlement.
Correct. That's exactly it.
And that's how it is now. I mean, like I said, it'd be an interesting argument to see if they take an adaptation the other way of the kind of the ongoing furtherance thing. But I think that would be.
Hey,
you ready? We're ready for everybody back in the room. Yeah,
on the way back.
Wait.
Just real quick. Either way, just kind of keep in mind that whether you're going to prosecute it or whether you have someone lined up for it, that's an important piece. But the second thing that I kind of want to highlight here, as director, and having knowledge of what we should be doing, because this is San Andreas, is that if the case is closed, it's closed until we come across something, but we do not find something. Does that make sense, or do I need to say it a different way? So we should not be.
Yeah, I'm not going to be stalking him looking for
something. Or like, haha, I know you did it. Let me look for another one. We missed the mark on that one. That's okay. But if we happen upon it again, right, then we open it up, or someone else happens upon it again and we go back at it. You know what I mean? And this is like a, Sassam City Health decision. I just put it that way.
That's fine. I understand where you're coming
easy.
I have an idea on it though.
We gotta get back into
We'll let you guys go. That's a very important thing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I got what you're going to put down.
Yeah.
Howdy.
I didn't know how else to put it. Like, you know, if we miss the mark, that doesn't mean we stalk them to like reopen the door. Even though I don't think delayed discovery works that way. Like, I think we only. All right. Oops. There we go.
Back down. Okay. We are resuming the recording. It is 1:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Present is still Mike Blunt, Brian Knight, James McAllister, Benji Ramos, and Tony Luong. Gentlemen, I understand you've had some time to talk things over.
Yep.
Okay.
You might have to speak up one.
Apologies. I said you've had some time to talk things over. Go ahead.
We have. Quite frankly, I know the deal that's put on the table. We could go back and forth and everything. But then at the end of the day, Knight, you're familiar with the concept of infinity, right? You know, there's big
The
infinities
concept
and
of-
smaller infinity.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm familiar with the concept, even though the concept of small infinity and big infinity are, you know, it's a hypothesis and it's not based on real numbers. They're more, it's more abstract math.
Yeah. Or some of these computer will not computable. Anyways, it's like, here's the problem, right?
I think they call it like
what's-
infinity olive and big infinity, right?
Yeah.
So you can have
Well,
multiple
as you know,
different infinities.
Fuck.
There's some infinities that grow at a faster rate and others grow at smaller rates. But the problem is here is that I feel, discussing with my client here, regardless of what you and I can kind of, you know, boil the numbers down to, the fact of the matter is like
Not just the numbers, keep in mind, but continue.
I know the numbers, the buildings, anything, right?
What you're
my
able to
client-
offer, right? What kind of decisions might be on the table, right?
Yeah. So pretty much anything outside of 1 year, 1 mil, for my client, everything feels like infinity, no matter how small, much smaller the infinity is
Oh,
to what could have been.
Okay. Can I ask a question here?
Go ahead.
So am I, just to be clear here, if you don't get 1 year, it's too much?
No, it's yeah, pretty much is anything above that, it feels like infinity.
Oh, to him. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Unless we could meet at that bar, but
No, we
I feel
can't.
like exactly, yeah.
All right.
I mean, the penal code charges alone total almost quadruple that.
Yeah, the possessions itself, like, if we pretend the hags don't exist, we just charge you for 4.5 years.
Look, what I'm getting at here is outside of that specific number, I think my client would rather have the biggest infinity taken out,
Oh!
and you'd rather roll the dice.
Oh, shit.
So unless you guys would want to meet us over there, I believe we'll see you in court.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
For my own sake, you're saying okay, all right, you know, that makes sense. Does he know how long a year is?
He's aware, and if you're gonna say he's a big gangster, he wants the biggest biggest reward. So
Okay. All right.
I guess test this shit.
All right. Would you, just out of curiosity, would you snitch out Ray Romanoff for that deal?
Ooh.
Would
Listen,
you,
man.
let me phrase it a different way. Would you be willing to provide law enforcement information utilized for the apprehension for I'm going to put this on the table, right? Just to kind of paint a reality here. About 30 minutes before your arrival, we had a guilty plea on one of the Faceless 4, as we call them, even though it's Faceless 6, right?
Like the Sinister 6, 7.
There's a couple. It depends. There's a bunch of them. This is a phraseology. There's not just one example of it. So of the Faceless Four, one has already pled guilty about 30 minutes prior. And given the fact that, like Blunt here said, the penal code charges alone are 4.5 years with the the time. That's not even something we can negotiate, simply due to the fact that they're possessions. It's the hags that we can negotiate. And that's, those things are things that we got to discuss through as to what you're willing to talk to law enforcement about. But Mr. Ramos?
Oh, nothing. I just couldn't really hear you, so I'm just standing here.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So, okay. Are you also aware that your charges are going to be reciprocated to, what is it, Tic Tac or Mentos, whichever one had the bomb? I don't remember offhand. Oh, just in case you're representing him too, given the fact that he was apprehended attempting to bomb the property, and as per the subpoenas, he was called multiple times that day when you were being, chased by the cops there, Mr. Ramos, and then subsequently contacted Mr. Long here, and then kept calling him as well. It's actually very entertaining series of text messages and phone calls. And then subsequently he tried to blow up the house that housed the blueprint and then threatened to blow up the block with a bomb. Luckily we defused it. He's also going to be facing those charges as well. Mr. Long, you're not conflicted on this case, right? Oh, his ears popped. Wait, can you hear me now? Tony, can you hear us? He might need to be wheeled outside, take a mumble pill.
I can't hear anything at all.
Can you hear me?
Howdy. Yeah.
Um,
Oh. Yeah, you want to wheel him out real quick from
air.
McAllister?
Hello? Or we're going to pause the recording here due to scuff at 1:13 p.m. Eastern Standard. He's like, oh, fuck!
That happened during the Kyle Bread stuff, I remember.
Yeah, like a little bit afterwards, where like there's a bunch of cars at BCSO.
Can we
and I just
hear
got
each other?
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was like,
Easy. All right.
I don't know if you saw my text, but my ears were popping.
Yeah, I saw the text message. All right, we'll go ahead and continue the recording here at 1:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tony, because of the air ducts, when did you stop being able to hear us?
I think right when Benji said I couldn't hear you from there, and then that's when everything just went pop.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about how Mentos is an accessory. And I just wanted to let you know about that. I'm sure you were made aware about the situation.
Oh
with
wait,
the bomb outside
my
his
ear
house.
popped right when you said there was a series of texts, and he said it to me, and then I said, "Oh,
correct."
When okay, no,
Call him,
okay,
call him. I need him now.
and
Where's
then,
he?
None of that was said actually.
No,
but,
it's I'm just No. I'm talking about Benji's, not yours.
Oh,
Yeah, no. I just wanted to
the only thing
I just wanted to get confirmation. That irrelevant, right? Unrelated.
I told him you ruined our Christmas because Benji was going away for a no amount of time.
No, I mean while Benji was running. from the
Oh,
cops
wow,
that
bitch.
day.
Okay, no, I didn't hear that part. No.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, just on recording, that you had no relationship, right? I just want to make sure there's.
No.
I brought that up. Okay, easy. Okay, if that's the case, that works. Okay. Where are we? Docket. It's 1 year, 1 year, or that's it, right?
That is correct.
All right. All right. We'll go ahead and end the recording here at 1:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, we weren't going to talk about the radio. You already shut that down, Benji?
Huh?
You already shut that down?
Oh, wait. Okay.
And, we'll
Resuming
start
at
the recording back up.
1:15
Yeah.
a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, I thought that was your red line. So
I don't know.
look, let me level with
Okay.
you, right?
Sure.
We cannot give you an unreasonable time. We have already taken our estimate of charges and reduced it by 50%. That is the guilty plea. We have, in addition to that, removed some of the property seizures to limit it to the gang compound and the compound that had the weapons blueprint. Both of those things are like literally magazines are being made in one, and the other one is describing a DoorDash system with keys and a shitload of weapons and dead people's IDs and a faceless book and the guy's SIM card for a guy who died during an assassination by the faceless. I don't even know if you remember that was in there. It was in the little medicine box. What was his name?
I'll be honest with you. I wish I knew about these things.
They're in your property.
McAllister, what was the doctor's name? You remember? It's going to be in the evidence. So,
Dr. Ryan Keeger.
Ryan Keeger, the guy that most of state
Who the
officials.
fuck is
Ryan Keeger is the one that the faceless kidnapped and then tortured, and because he was talking about the faceless, you got all that shit inside the property. It's like,
what the fuck?
oh yeah. I fully believe you're fucked, and right now I fully believe you're.
me too, man.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Would you like me to read out
No.
Ryan Keeger?
But
No,
if
it's
you see
fine.
that, then why not just come up with a reasonable number? Like, you know what you're saying is not reasonable. There's reasonability to be had here.
What's a reasonable number, man? Stop playing around, man.
We gave you a number, but you came back with a 1-1.
15 years. 20 years.
Well,
I mean,
so
when we said
reasonable is
when I said 30-30, you said we're not taking it seriously. So which
You're
one
a
is
joke.
it?
That's a joke, man. That's a joke, man.
oh, because I thought you wanted more, and then I said, well, 30-30 is right now. If we're going to dock it, we're going to.
It's going to be more.
Yeah, it's going to be
once I
significantly
add the
more.
other hag charges, it's going to add at least another 10
Yeah.
to 20 on top of what we're already talking about.
So we took
Like,
the
it's not-
estimate divided by half, and as of right now, you don't want to even consider providing information or whatever. So, I mean, we kind of tie our hands here, you know?
What information is there to provide? I wish I knew more.
Yeah, and I understand. And let's say hypothetically, not even hypothetically, I know we already know Ray's involved. We're already pushing charges on him. I mean, I'll just tell you because he knows this already and you're aware of this. We tracked the little bird alongside the tail number, dropping off at the right next to LSIA, in which his very fucking plane with his tail number being witnessed by law enforcement, ensuring no one else was there, took off. That garage, Ray took it out. He got inside. It don't matter if motherfucker got a mask on. He outed himself right then and there. Because if no one else is in the area, this guy jumps in, boom, boom. You know what I mean? So he's...
So you got Ray.
Oh, yeah, he's cooked. Right? But a level of cooperation with this is me looking at you, Mr. Benji Ramos. And I'm looking at a man who probably, if I'm going to be honest, I would have loved to have brought to court probably this week, but instead got shafted because we got exceptionally busy due to a litany of corruption cases and dick sucking and God knows what else, which I won't get into. I'll just, not involving you. You had to deal with that. You also had to. Oh, that's a one-way glass.
Is it?
Who is there? Anyone behind there? Oh, that's
Yeah.
Sparks.
Some like
Yeah, she's she earlier got a conviction on Mr. Pred, who's no longer the chief of police. She's also on this case. Actually, she's the other prosecutor.
Mhm.
What else? And I know very well that Mr. Romanoff fucked you. I know you know that. I know that he had an opportunity to help you get out. And this isn't the first time. I know it's not the first time because I have evidence of that happening way back when there was faces for getting the VIP and we pulled your ass over on Great Ocean Highway. That was back when SASM wasn't where it was before. And it's around the time when I started questioning why the hell we aren't doing anything about the faceless, despite all the evidence. I think you got screwed. And I think that we owe you owe yourself to stand here and tell us what Ray's involvement was. And what that does is it allows us to levy more appropriate charges for him and have him
I understand. I
cut of the
completely
blame.
understand.
And I also recognize that you may not want to do so, and that's perfectly fine.
No, I appreciate that, man. But the thing is, if these alleged things are true, and somebody did fuck me, I kind of want to like fuck them myself. You know what I mean? Instead of have you fuck them,
You want to fuck Ray in prison? I'm sure you'd love that because he's trying to fuck me as well.
I mean, there you go, man. That's what I'm gonna do. If he did do all
he
these
told
things,
me he wanted to
he's got
clap
a lot
my
coming to
cheeks.
him, man. I heard that. I was next to you when he made that
Oh
phone call.
yeah, that I don't think he knows what that means, or maybe he does. I'm not sure.
Doesn't get a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. But that's your choice, right? I mean, so we came with a reasonable number. What was it? 15, and how much was the?
No, so altogether would have been 21, basically. 21 years, 21 parole, and a $21 million fine.
Yeah.
Look, we can be reasonable. Obviously, the whole point was a little bit of a back and forth negotiation there. 1 and 1 and 1 is obviously not the baseline is the penal code charges, right? Before we even talk about
You don't like blackjack? I mean, 21 is a nice number. That's what you want to be hitting.
You're looking at 55, 40 months. You're looking at the $3 million, the 10,000 and change, whatever I'm calling it, 3 million.
Oh, how many years is the months?
3.85 years.
0.85.
If you want to narrow it down like that, we've been calling it 4. It's 3.85.
And that cannot be budged on at all.
That's the bare minimum we're talking about. Now we're talking about what are we going to charge you for the weapons manufacturing and the drug trafficking on top.
That is quite literally the guns. It's just the possession of the illegals.
Yeah, that's not actions. That's your possession. And you can talk to Tony. You can say you don't know about the things in the properties, whatever. He can explain to you what possession is. You're going to be found guilty of those charges. It's not a question of if, it's when. So again, we're talking about the weapons manufacturing, drug trafficking on top. If we continue forward, I'm going to push more high charges. I'm going to build out the further PC and ultimately push accomplice to terrorism, treason, etc. We're not going to go there. We're talking about what I've got ready to go on the docket right now today. That's weapons manufacturing and drug trafficking. On the weapons manufacturing, if we did something like 7 years,
what do you think is a fair amount of time for me to kind of offer to you here? Because all I'm hearing is just like 20,000 charges. Then you read more charges.
All right, look, let me. I'm getting to the end right there. Okay. Weapons manufacturing, 7 years incarceration, 7 years parole, $5 million fine. Drug trafficking, 3 years incarceration, 3 years parole, $3 million fine. Sorry, $2 million fine.
So we're on 15 years already.
Now,
right?
listen, hold on. We're going to add it all together. Then you've got the penal code charges together. All in.
Okay.
You're at 14 years incarceration, 10 years parole, $10 million fine. In addition, you're keeping 2 of the 4 properties we're going for seizure of. You're keeping 354 Jamestown Street. You're keeping Melanoma
Fucking hell.
Street
File
number
the
8.
paperwork, man. Put it on the docket, man.
You want to lose it all and go for more than double that amount? I don't understand. What's the logic going through
Yeah,
that
give us
reaction? Just you don't like
Leave
the
it to
numbers?
us, man. Just leave it to us, man.
okay. What was it that you were expecting to hear from
Right.
us?
Like, but
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even want to come here. Tony convinced me.
Oh. All right. Okay. All right.
because he knows
Understandable.
how fucked you are.
Yeah.
He
You're a
knows
lawyer.
that this is the only opportunity to prevent you from going away for 30, 60, 90, maybe more years. We're talking
All
about
right.
bringing it all the way down to 14.
That's not dying anyway.
Let me talk your language here, Benji.
It's been more than 14
No.
years.
Let me talk Benji's language. If we go to docket, you're probably looking anywhere from 30 to 60 years, maybe $50 million, right? Our baseline today was 21, 21, 21. 21 years parole, $21 million. What number are you willing to go down to? That is not 1-1. You tell us. We're the ones talking. You haven't given anything reasonable back. So push back.
All right, fine. 2-1.
19.
Okay, fine. You got me on 3-1.
18.5, 18.5, 18.5.
And 3.5 and 1.5.
You have to, I want you to start at 4.5 plus a little bit.
You can go to fucking 12 and we can start going to 4.
We're already at 4. If we put a warrant out and put you in cuffs, that's what you get right now. Without going to
4.5.
Okay, 4.5.
1.
Okay, 18.25. 18.2.5. 18.2.5.
And just to be clear, as you're going back and forth, we're talking 3 different categories: time in prison, parole, and the fine. So we should be talking 3 numbers.
Cares about parole, man.
Okay. Well, for purposes of this, we'll assume the time equals the parole then.
What is it that are you?
There you go.
Oh,
First
yeah,
victim.
McAllister, help him out.
Sorry, I slipped on some shit under the
There's
desk here. We need to
food
clean
right
up
here.
this room, McAllister.
Do it often.
Is your worry that you're going to go away for a long time?
No?
I apologize there, Benji. Yep. I apologize.
I don't know, man. I don't really care. 5-1.
$18.
6-1 final offer.
Recording here is going to end at 1:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right.
Was a good meeting.
It was. I liked it too.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
All right.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, I apologize. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let me just look at you one last time.
Sure.
Benji.